I am pumped. This year is gonna be awesome. This video is kind of a follow-up to the one I did halfway through 2020. Basically, it was sharing a bit of a channel identity crisis with you guys. And after that, I really made an effort to just focus on doing stuff I love and really connecting with you guys. And honestly, the huge outpouring of support and working on stuff I really care about, I've actually had a lot of time and space to think about the next stage, the next big steps I want to take. Basically me overflowing with excitement to share with you my plans for my channels moving forward. Yes, I said channels. Now this channel, my main channel, which is all the creative chaos that happens in this space, is gonna go through a pretty big shift and one I'm really excited about. But I'll get to that in a moment. I actually want to start off with a new channel. It's technically an old channel. Tabletop Time is one I ran over 4 years ago and went on a break from. But actually my hobbies were one of the things in the last year that have really brought my passion and creativity back. And also a lot of my drive for making content. Because the reality is I've been sneaking my passions for those Tabletop Time-esque things into this channel for years. This is my 40K Space Marine mural, even more recent videos like my green stuff sculpting collab with Squidmar, or my airbrush painting challenge with Miniac. I've done VR sculpting entirely themed around Warhammer and 3D printing. But then beyond that, my sculpture painting process, which entirely came from the methods I learnt while learning to miniature paint in my teens, my character design passion, so many of these and more were projects actually motivated by my love for tabletop miniatures and gaming, and also just storytelling and inventing things on the fly. So since I brought back Tabletop Time just a couple of short months ago, I have felt so invigorated. It's worth mentioning that in the same way that this channel is fun with art and creativity, and it's the open and welcoming place for people who may not consider themselves particularly artistic or creative, Tabletop Time is going to be the same for tabletop gaming and miniature painting, which is a much more broad and artistic and fun and creative and inventive thing than you might expect. It involves sculpture, it involves really detailed painting and really cool methods. I get super geeky about this stuff, and I'm really excited to have a place I can geek out about it and shamelessly do that stuff and really explore new things and share it with people who may not be familiar with that stuff. So if you loved any of those videos that I mentioned before that I've done on this channel, I'm going to give myself the shameless place to be the nerd and do the tabletop stuff, and also have a more clear focus on this channel. Every week there is going to be a video at the start of the week on Mondays, shamelessly exploring and enjoying miniature painting. And then we have the role play stuff. It's storytelling and it's improvising and it's fun. It's really fun and really memorable. And one of the things I think is going to be really fun to help introduce some of you who are not very familiar with tabletop roleplay to it are the one-shots we're going to run every week on One-Shot Wednesdays, baby. There are more digestible ones we're going to pump out, like the Fallout one we did very recently, just an hour and a bit of playing in the Fallout universe. We also did a Christmas special one-shot. They're just going to be really easy to enjoy, around an hour, hour and a half long mini audio dramas, and often based in worlds and stories and universes you already love. It's so much fun. I wanted to let you guys know that this is a big deal for me, and I'm actually going to be taking out a full day a week to work on Tabletop Time content from my busy schedule working on the main channel, because this is such a huge outlet for me, and I want to do the same thing for tabletop role playing and miniature painting and tabletop wargaming that I feel like I can do for art, which is introduce people to it who may feel intimidated by it or be interested in it, but also, I don't know, may feel some elements of it are unapproachable. I want to show you that it is all approachable, you can dive in, and it is such a good time. By the way, I have to give a massive shout out to Blackmagic. They provided Tabletop Time with a huge amount of professional filming and streaming gear so that all of the videos and streams look amazing. Go give Tabletop Time a chance, go subscribe. There's a clear content lineup now, and I'm going to be really dedicated to making it as fun and approachable for everyone as possible. Now to this channel and this space, which is probably the reason you clicked on this video. So this has been an amazing space to work on creative projects in. There have been some issues that have become apparent, which is that I like to tackle big projects. I like to do painting on canvases and wood sculpture with power tools and stone carving, creating dust that gets everywhere, and all sorts of painting and pouring and sculpting and carving and melting and making a whole load of mess. The problem is that mess takes up a lot of space, it takes up a lot of time, and it's really hard to transition between that content and the content that is a little more reliable and sits in these sets nice and neatly. So what I'm doing this year, and it's not going to happen immediately, but we're immediately working on making it happen, is get another space. We're going to expand Jazza Studios to have everything in place for me to jump in and just sculpt or dive into pouring or burning or melting and mixing and shaping. Basically the messy art studio that I can really go set myself loose in, and it won't disrupt everything here being as efficient as possible, which means that I should be able to not only hit the quantity that YouTube needs for my channel to thrive, but the quality, because we're going to be expanding. I'm going to be allowing myself to explore as much as I possibly can, but also a way for me to keep tackling bigger and more exciting projects that won't even fit in this space without disrupting how I use this space. I'm really excited about this, and I know that this is the next step. So we're gonna make that happen as best as possible. We're also gonna look for the best ways to essentially relieve some of that workload and stress that comes with my managing all the productions. I'm really excited about this direction, these directions, I should say, for so many reasons, but I think the biggest one is the biggest problem that I juggle as a YouTuber is what I talked about in that video last year. Finding that balance between running a channel that's going to grow and find new people who enjoy the content and allow me to do more big and exciting things, and also be an artist who feels creatively fulfilled and can follow my passions and feel like I'm actually making things of substance. And I feel like this is the best way to have my cake and eat it too, essentially. Get a bit more help, get a lot more space, and let myself enjoy the things I love. Tabletop Time is one of the biggest ways I'm doing that, and is a great outlet and is giving me more energy in other parts of my life, which is a great lesson in general. Like, hobbies are good, hobby it up, people, but also you can't be one thing and drain yourself of one resource endlessly. And I'm so glad that I shared that whole experience with you, and we sort of started processing that together. And I did spend a lot of time late last year creating content on this channel that is stuff I enjoy, but frankly, it doesn't perform very well. So the channel has sort of been in a little bit of a lull, but that doesn't worry me, because like I said last year, that's my life on YouTube. This is going to be my 9th year on YouTube. So I've experienced this before, and I've come out of it thrashing and hitting hard and making things bigger and better than ever before. And the way I do that is by not sitting still and not being okay doing the same thing. And this is that next step. I have sometimes lamented or complained about being what I sometimes refer to as an art factory. Like, I love that I get to make anything and do anything, but sometimes you sort of feel like you have to make everything and do everything to appease an algorithm. There is the potential for it to take away a bit of that creative spark, but the reality is the game of YouTube is something I genuinely really thrive in and love when I can attack it. Doing the same thing for even if it's something I love is going to be unsatisfying for me unless I can build exciting stuff and get further and go crazier places with you all. And I've come to realize that being an art factory isn't all that bad. Actually, it's probably my superpower. It's the reason I have over 5 million subscribers. I ticked over 1 billion views last year, and I've made over 1,100 art videos on the 9 years I've been on YouTube. I am ready to give 2021 and more everything I got, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. So thanks for watching this little update video. Subscribe if you haven't. I don't know, like it and all the YouTube stuff. Just thank you though. I hope you have an epic 2021. Tell me about your plans in the comments down below. I'm really interested to know your creative journey. Oh, speaking of which, I had also been running that creative 2021 Twitter competition. So now I'm excited to share with you my picks for the winners who can win some exciting Huion products. Our first winner is Snow, who's been working on a laptop with a mouse and staying up late nights to finish their first ever animation, and I'm hoping to make that process and 2021 creativity easier for you by rewarding your hard work with a HS611 and a Scribo PW310. Our second winner is Steinechen. I'm sorry I butchered your name, but I didn't butcher doing a nice thing for you, because you're gonna also win a Huion HS611 and a PW310 on your journey after quitting your full-time office job to fulfill your dream to become a tattoo artist. Good luck with your dream and making 2021 epic. I hope that helps. And last but not least, The Craft Mansion, who's nearly at 500 subs on YouTube and working really hard doing prop rep replicas from popular movies, including Marvel, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and more. I've seen your activity. You're working really hard. I love the stuff you're making. And dude, you supported me by getting the Ultimate Creativity Collection. I'm gonna support you right on back and give you a Huey on Canvas 12 digital display tablet to make your 2021 as creative as it can possibly be. And guys, why don't you go check out the Craft Mansion and check out its content. He works really hard as a really cool guy. Craft Mansion, good on you for the hard work. Thanks for supporting me. And I hope you enjoyed the support from a few extra subscribers and a little bit of extra creativity with your new tablet. There were so many amazing entries and wonderful people making wonderful things, and everyone hopeful and ambitious and doing the best we can in whatever circumstance we're in and in it together. And I love you for it. Thank you. Have a great 2021. I'll see you later.